enuntina ama ene yetia no ma ye behwe se your friend say bi agisa de asi enko ne de aye movie ana se movie ye no ete say ne ma me yes movie no ene se de bia me kan se ewiase na ye wo no wuntimi satisfy eni penyina na ebi wo hono nso a ba bia wo no na wahwe ba bia wo ne sade a ekoso no eye na wo de atu nkrofofo movie we say ne ya de a motivation a menya ye nyina is about nkrofo a memfa say almost suffer at the hands of fake men of God.
Okay.
Enunti me shase 2016 me ye movie no at the bar de na me release a picture memfa say de be poster no eno na me release but ye see ye be end movie na no obi fufuro nso de ne story e de aye de wade aba enti wade ba na we say as a movie writer yenso ye fa ekwan a ye fa so de chiro movie no na ye de achro na ekwan so a minimu se ye fa so chiro movie eye ahodo miensa.
Okay.
Ye wo ba ko a ye frɛ ne say documented writing. Okay. Let me find say yemfa example bibi to say o pese wo ye bibi e de fa ya santoa story ho.
Okay.
You have to make sure say the ya santoa ba ye bia no betimi anya no intact into your say wo ye well researched. Say any ahemfo a wo munim history or say wo backgrounds. Any wo ba ko bi nso a men friend say fiction movie.
Okay.
Fiction movie no eno eye say men fa no say wo di wutiri mu popese wo di ye ade bi.
Okay.
E de ba fiction movie men fan say yekọ abrochira bibi to say almost stories a omo ye bebre
say Superman
a fiction
yeah.
Na say men fan say bibi to say King Kong obi anum baby a King Kong wo
okay.
But omo the computer your friend say CGI
okay
e the generate King Kong amene ye gidi say King Kong ye dey e wo ho Godzilla any ade enyina wo ho enti your fiction movie and men fan say documentary movie na ba ko nso a ye both what the fiction no any documentary na ye dey afra eno ne say men fan say mati story bi about bia ya santoa said de na making
yeah.
But ebia me mpese me yi ya santoa na se me nim ya santoa detail enti no me de ma adwene be dey e be tro ya santoa de no enti sometimes ni ehwe movie bi a yetimi se movie we de ase ese sa story we say ase sa story we eno no meaning say wa combine sa story na ono ne de no de na adwene so de aye dey aka ho enti na ye 3 ways a ye de tro movie enti me wo hono mo na as a writer enkrofo ba me hono mo a omo ka kire me no na wasam nso me de media no because me huni ya enipa na oba me ho obeka asam de kire me no me ntimi nko nipa no nko bisa ne say matisi yesi we ema ase enwi enti no say na wo fa so a we ye dey we ma so nwi no mintimi so I have to create bibia e kire say e be ye enokre say the maker say wo say wo de wa adwene e ye dey e create no say the ema movie ekwan no eno na me dia me de motivate ya me fan say video ye call viral no e ma me de throw that story ni say Bible say ye wo ho no mo no asori dan na nkofo de omo condemn say eni wo say nke ye na asori dan but Bible anase nyame asori dan ya wono egi pa ye wu nipadua na wo ye dan wote ho no mo no enye temple no wose mani nso de modem nsa na asa mo ayi anwono so at the end of the day say sofo etimi defile ono ni asori dan no e go to the extent say bia we be shave ma because according me bisa no so na say de ekoso kra de shave keke de ekoso no eburu shaving no ti aka se fake pastors enema omo ya eburu shaving no enti say me fan se nipa na ye gidi say oye nyame nipa no akọ to the extent so etimi shave dia enya sori dan mu na eda ho no mo no ene so nyame ani enti no software nso so a shave obi a meaning say nya nipa ba akopɛ ene oye dey o shave no because nipa na oba ene say okọ software no na software no ka kire ni say opese wo yi na ya ase nwi di akwan kire de ma no so me pa so at story na say enti na wose me nso me di me movie idea me who said to me as na bia de me fan say obi badwena ono so be dey ono so de be tro ne de to me na me say ani ese nipa yi what me a request say me waya se dia ye kwankyere dia ma wo dia meaning say nya nipa ba akopɛ no wode aye dey wode aye no so ade ade na movie nso no say ye dey ka story ade ade na me ye nkrofo bɛte de me pa kyere na se yie pa ntina wo say mitimi make sure say my line nkrofo up na sofo me ye dey me dwiri wo ma ya asesa
o dwiri
me dwiri wo ma ya asesa
na o so presume say osofo no so no use the same razor blade shaving stick no and no use mom nyina and no crampo na say osofo no square san so ay careless so obi wa yare bia
yare bia enti na te say wo say ye niema no e de fifa ho na one thing say na nkofo gidi say de men nkofo bufu ye ne say mo gidi so matwe oba no na me ye but de bia some American say omo ho nyina no obi a hye jeans sneaker
okay
and the man can am boy man na hu omu nyina bet directing make to believe ade na wo be ya enipa ne beje adi say ade we say ekoso eno ni the expert ma ye di yes an man nyina enti na de me can for
nti na me curious kakra o nti no wo kwa be man na sabe minim se be man de hu oba esre hu kakra mpo de na say na mo feelings abete what I say nti na even though na movie o ma jeans sneaker na say na ayi eba soro no say na ade no look so real the next say the jeans sneaker na be extremely short one
yeah na short
very short and am yeah man bi wo hono mo so we ti say me say me hu nwi ba me sere hu nyina nti me jeans sneaker ka me hu enwi kakakra nti no around that time na wo acting now as a acting na wo shave no say when you bobo sa niam na so movie
the next jeans na on say ye wo bia ye wo oba bi wo no ma omo wo gi nika bi nkete a hye omo
eno na me kire no yes ena me kire no e no hot pants nti na me kire say wo akwakoye wo nyanyame nipa aye be ka say bia nyankopon ti wo munti there are certain things you will not fall for it wakwakoye ordinary man and a man seeing the thigh of a woman no a very very irritating sexually nti no e man no emema so na mo ye film no minim say film na mo ye wo mo shenika but won say na me kire say oba asre ho oba asre ho to that level like sometimes it can tickle your fancy. The main person be say, don't time I'm shooting no. Who has any money because guy na or no or genuine or no dear me say movie na be do roll na play no. Then need you it's no one can a movie. I say way no.
Sometimes
quietly.
On say the way I walk on some mushe ya kasa nkwana na me yede me kasa me kra na omo yiri omo hokra na me hwe eno an say because me focus ne say me yede me kasa enti say me nya
I wouldn't say a typical movie a typical movie where they are trying to portray a no to me no one because who judi ade no it say we need that to make sure say enwi no
but I know na make
but when you when say a man say hono na how
there be na me mpese ma adwene because na me mpese bibia be distract said ya wo kan enti mani kura anya dai eni hono mo en movie mo no ye twa scenes kura mpo a we kura mpo de enye se wo ye be ma kura wa na se wo ye movie actor na se we kura mpo e movie wa ene de oba because ye twa movie a director na obetimi aka se ye timi mama mienu oba be ma na oba akwada mpaso met me akache we say bi wo hono mo kura obekọ no oba no mo pieto nkita pants ankasa na hye no
okay
but your profession enti woni ne kwadampa no so a e wo so witimi
exhibit professional
yes
na odum se ba mizino amokra ne ayi Desmond Elliot money and no say na mo face challenges especially so mo shooting with a man
face the bia but na make say we kura mpo de endru sa kura
facing other ones no
bebre kura ho no mpo a e challenging we de say endru ba bia debi because so we movie actor na say de ye won hu oba pants kito ayi your friends say ni nika
hot pants
na so wutimi ma wo be ma sore de a ene ka me hu sa kura we say we free acting mu because wutimi nya bra
say ye ba no empamu de no nso sa na sela o mo hye sa ayi pants nketua ne bi like mo normal mo everyday movies na mo twa no say oba ne be ma wo empaso na so mo di empamu agro a na utimi hu say we de utimi hu say oba no ti be ma ne so a oh yeah bibi anase be man no so dane so eno no sa ne den na ya mode like send ya mutwa sa scene no a be man no ne ho enye yi
oh ebi hu sore
ebi hu sore
eno de na make say e depend ni pakro na ho hye so eno de mentimi nka say obie ni wa ne ho sore say de ye kan de memi ye ya make say me kura me nhwe we e betimi abanzo so obi nso be hwe ho be dey ne ho be sore ne depend enipa no ena most of times so kra mpo de hu ni sa no bebre na nso hye sa jeans ni bi ena depend oba no nso readiness obabi wo hono mo ono no obetimi ate a ono no say pant nkwa na hye no kra mpo a o man say obetimi dey day because the focus no ne say obeye anya say obeye star yemfa ne say bikini say ma pieto ya bia say di ko beach enti oba na cycle no say yetimi di bikini ko beach dia
okay
bikini say no ani pant ya so on your make na say and sometimes na depend o bia ne de the way what ade na say be bia ne de be bi won ma I can tell you say oba bi betimi ayi ne ho say ompeno a ne ho nsore ena be bi won mo so a wo de wo pa oba no wo pe wo te say de jeans trouser where yi ne nko adrom nko ade ne bi be sore enti e depend be bia ne na ho odene sa na meka no
anti we ya motuo nso ka wana
amotuo mu ne de me yi de daada aha we say no kra de yi na yi de daada sa na meka say movie we wa bonten de daada
okay
wa bonten de daada since 20 Pastor Blinks since 2016
okay no right
on the ban ayi na bo ho no no eno a na edi twa we say no
okay all right nti okay ye ba fifi so fi send we breaking him down one man no Matthias yeah. And you know also view ne saying because that day no now who portray say movie ethics no
yeah.
when apply movie ethics but was say yeah you feel do it in the person you jama na wa na also mo no I think pastor about reality no so
I think say any kind of mechia o ma o hwe ye nyina
amen
na I'm say issue we ba ye me person me disassociate nkrofo bi free ade no
okay
ba na say some flex ni pa odi kan frame first
okay
but or frame no what he said say kuma wood fo ade na say mugu ye ni masesa.
That was the first thing Sami said.
Okay. Say I didn't kuma wood for mugu ye ni masesa. Na me pese amanfo nyina hu say enye enema na eba out na enye ni nya negative things na eba out na enye ni nya na ye kumasefo ene ye na say kuma wood for ene ye. Ye wo ye nuanom bebra omo so de twi ekasa no eye feminine ya ma ebi hyenkran ya ebi hye sehwi ebi hye branfo ne ade but because of the twi ne ye nti bibia ese kuma wood but we are Accra Wood because ye nua Accra Wood ye nua Santa Maria ena ohye ina oye ye ne amanti no ye pese ye nua no kan fo ye some fans we nye kumase for fans ye some we there for the first time ye nua no kan fo enim guase we there monyemfa ye sremo enye kuma Wood for fans. Okay, now let me come back to the issue. It is a first and foremost no Pastor Blinks. Nadia now no. For me, it is a total disgrace to the film industry. Technically. Technically.
Okay.
We are about the moral aspect now, not all so, but may come out with my views. Okay. I think that it's a total disgrace to the industry. And when I say or sign or your course to be was a British one online be what I said because. Who said now?
But me can see and say. Yeah. Remember why retracted disgrace no? Because in your view no. Oh.
It is okay. Let me say it is unethical.
Good.
And it is unprofessional.
Unprofessional.
Yeah, maybe the word
disgrace is too heavy.
Yeah. So but for me, so I say I call British online film school be any other. Who say what share idea now? Utwaye na. What composition of shots are a zero. Zero.
So what's up?
Me breaking it down. I question the camera. Mashe. We say or me didn't go on or say we are just one scene and we can assess a film even by a trailer.
By a trailer. Okay.
Yeah. What you say? Into I say a camera odisi see. And na obiemu. Enti no ono ankasa kwa na o kasa no ye lead artist no ne profile nko na wo hu enti na artist na man ko no mo mjeja na ye hye wo mo no
na your phone ayo video na e cover no phone format
whether it is phone format or not.
But you are dealing with the technicality of it.
Me one scene, two scenes, so see, you will see what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
What I say. Or no kasa so be judge myself. Or no kasa ko we lead no. Ni profile say, na ebe buy. Na man ko mo ya de na. Obo so mo person mo stars no. One say. Omo kasa omo nim krampo no. Ma enye say ade no o creating that trending you know no crazy or the trending no or the trending or no but no say or be bibi say or the ba be two nipa fu that's how me hu no watch as your hand because ade bi a say obi hwa or be e free be say annoying to the eye.
Okay.
Yeah, ade bi a very disturbing to the eye
because it looks real.
Because it's so a film one. Yeah, the visuals, yeah, the images and I tell it a story no. So you know, yeah, tell it story on screen now. Yeah, pictures now but the what pictures no be appear no. And the man we need Jones are me interesting. This ni we say enye but we share the lighting system. Anywhere nimba kakra, we close up kakra, medium kakra but say then you enjoy it. But in this case, you know, you see that there is the composition of shots, you know, and a technical wise, you know, everything was so poor. Make myself for the past 10 years, you know, a film that has been poorly shot and edited, like Pastor Blinks. For the past,
in your view,
in my view, that's what I say. Me,
okay.
For the past 10 years, me a movie that has been poorly shot and edited, like Pastor Blinks video now, you know, viral. No.
Okay.
Now, so now me make a man so I pity them.
I think Pastor Blinks. If I say points no money, you should also prepare your answers down for it because we are remember Reverend Prince Abem to tackle the moral aspect.
And now, said next time now all can be say. Or not the nadia no or yeah no a fiction.
Okay.
So a fiction.
Like I say, make believe.
A make believe. Okay. But say for in every rule no, there's an exception.
Okay.
And there's a freedom to create.
And in your view, no, what or no Mr. Vixen or no fiction.
Yeah.
In your view, no, how do you explain fiction? In your movie world,
fiction say something which is not real, and I say something which doesn't exist, and you are creating it.
Okay.
What you are saying, you know, young funny say, but the ono person or the ono based on the all cannot just say a idea exists. That's my point.
Oh, okay.
Say what's a fiction? No, something exists. And I say real.
Okay.
And now, but when you are dealing with who trusting and you are dealing with individuals and institutions, you must be very careful to call it fiction.
I wanna my correction wa.
Correction.
And when tina me din kan ka ni shooting no ye were 3 ways. Ye were idea, ye were true documented movie. Your friend say and only ye the cast story. And ye what fiction movie in Sunko. And ye what be a combination of fiction and documentary.
Now we are fiction.
Me say ye will be and me say 3 ways of writing stories. And I just am and I'm say baako and it's documented. And about
documentary.
Documentary say that you try to home.
Okay.
And you are
wrong. Who say what the yes and why example say me papa say
my fee and we na dey na wa chro no. Into we are na fe wo ba be answer me ma time. Na wa answer ni.
Or say yes and why na documented a story. And yet documented story. Yes and why no a historical story or you can say it is non-fiction. But because a documentary which means idea actually no you've been saying this I'm correct.
No yes and why and tron won some
Nti once wo ka say we once na wo ka sa no me mani e din se ne be nti wo pick up points no de wo be answer no o wi a then you come and tackle that one for me.
Enti no wo say ade na wo ye no. Enye interview we interview me teach we interview bebre. You keep on saying say ade na wo ye na fiction.
Okay.
What you say? What say a fiction? And fiction means say ade na ni what create enye real. What you say? And that's what you what kama ye nyina atoya so minim say wo so tibia.
Oh yes, of course.
Me pacho obi so dia dance say oh mo na kwa dia dance say otibi
into exactly
mo na kwa so yi film ti o me pese o be yi bia film on kan ne say me make no me say me man 3 ways of writing stories.
Yes,
me say
na me say
enti wo de na wo ye na eden
eno na me kire me say
so breaking it down into no
ye be bia film because media no oyi free mu a media na make am say enipa na beka asam no ya sra me a me say ma hwehwe mo hu say ade ne ye dey asi in my way a script writer me pacho we say a story no we say
ye beba no so am ono so rephrasing the story no
obi na ebeka kire wo what you say so obi na ebeka kire wo dia which means say it is not fiction but wo na wo de fiction kakra ye den.
Okay. And if I'm getting you Frank right, you are using his own words.
His own words.
The word
this
fiction.
Is common sense.
Okay, the word fiction.
Common sense. Allow me to talk. What kasa? I don't say man. And then I'm film.
Combination of
me pacho.
Okay, Pastor Blaine.
I didn't say man kasa.
That means person obey me the be a free.
She free. I don't think so. O say o dey now we use you in my view
this
no
is common sense.
Now we use you and I find the baako ono
West bay West am kan ye say you want documentary movie
West make common sense for me court wa
yeah me tell say you want documentary movie and you want fiction movie and you want baako e ye both na me de no e ye both say me ka tell no enti me wo be ka me de no me say e ye fiction movie
good me pacho defend ho no what you say because the wo kasa na mama wa movie or for pen paper it is all pen paper na the amount on so be bia
I was so correct because if you are from Obiabem so no person what they say
who kasa na come so me won say be break
out more time now what defend it on only the na all can so that because we are trying to educate the people out there. Most of the people no enjoy movies. It's you know bibi basa na say mo na mo de mo na mo be keka bibi mo the terms am we use boy asanto adin enye Frank and come nimpo say eno ye will be quite a historical movie me as I say so you people are educating thousands of people out there it's no say mo be ye no twema me wan mu say ya and the mo be ha na me mama ye yi mic ni bibia to na me ko fie
that's it
what I say I am in charge here
okay I say my first point I made can make and say Adena Oye no was quite unprofessional.
Okay.
Confess shoot to Adena was very, very bad and very, very raw. Especially in this era, Ghana, year of return, beyond a return. What we are looking for is investors, people to come and invest into the film industry. You know, if we are getting content like this, go viral to the whole world. Then I catch the worst. This is the kind of.
My question is here. Maybe someone say before you continue on say. Do you have a problem with fiction now or no? And I say you have a problem with the technicalities in terms of camera wise and all that.
Both.
You have a problem with both.
The composition everything was poor.
Okay.
I say I'm branded Ghana ye.
Okay.
Call viral. It's a person who wear disgrace now. I say mention sign. Yeah, it doesn't speak well of us, especially a country we are looking for investors. Now you show that the kind of firms you should to
But so, don't you also see say it is something that pastors are doing and he's trying to portray
who said I've been talking about a confess the general breakdown so
okay
breakdown no me tie ni nsem na o kan ye nyina no o say ya wo fiction.
Okay.
And I say documentary, much say a documentary. And I say you will be so a friend both. Into a one pan was not committee, which means say you both there, which means you are doing fiction and non-fiction
at the same time.
At the same time.
Na no more be bizarre.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a combination of fiction and non-fiction. Into nasem no can no person or dragon magia too. So also what combine both. What I say? What's what combine both there? It means you must be guided by the ethics of
the movie in the
movie of the job because you know at say a presenters be wa omoje payo and so no omo promote onyomo ebeje on but your friend be in film making your friend be say time and place of the action. Time and place of the action say time ben and ade ni esi na place ben so na ade ni ye den esi ye e be won pa say no matter say presenters je payo omoje bribe ni and ade ye nyina obia etibi but say yaba live show say na mo na kai say massa first cabra enya sa na show no kra no me promote wo so.
Okay. And then it say if I'm getting it right, there are certain things that is done won kukuem. Impossible say you be two bedroom.
That is why I say you are dealing with individual or tiase.
Okay.
And then he's dealing with an institution. What you say? Intino me meka say mona show be anopa 6:30 I will maybe RTV.
Okay.
What you say? Time and place near wrong.
Because enumere ewo KTV.
If you want to do a story about Mona, what Mona wants a man, na say obi na beka. You either say you get your facts right, and I say you go to him and find out. But men can say, oh, matete atisembi.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's matete atisembi because the way you know, and your fiction, like I said, me where they me bomb me trim. Once me saw one west, where the me and me bomb me trim and me hear you. But what they all say, there be obi na be catch him say I saw what he say.
Okay.
And which means say I was so who asofo esuni omoban. Say Ghana asofo okay e bi no ye fake nyamana sa nyamana ya no mo ye the time and place ben.
Okay. I think say I'm getting your explanation.
The time ben no mo ye sa de no. Na place ben no mo ye sa de no.
But, but we are not disputing the fact say it is something they do.
Yes.
But they need time and place. It needs to be okay.
There should be they have specific time and place on where sa de no. Say so be ekwekodware oba. Oh yeah, or research about so tie ni bia empoano.
Okay.
And also some ko gi musuo bi omtimi na se bia midnight. The time no yeah midnight.
Okay.
The place no
twa film no na wo twa no during the day
it's wrong.
Okay.
Enti no ono ne de no oye no. Wo se obi na be ka che wo se osofo bi ayi na yase.
Okay.
Wo mistake oye so obi say time be no yi wa yase na ye fa no yi wa yase no.
Okay.
Enti wonti megu asofo anim say openly say no in full view of everyone say no also for the stick babbage now say me yi oba say asore ma nyina hwe so you have deviated from the time and the place of the action
into all points
it means that what you did was either a direct way of disgracing the pastors so that you get your trend.
Okay. Hold on. Says here no my yenko English dictionary mu. Now, before you best start it, be busy. Say we have a clear picture as to what fiction and non-fiction is.
Yes, and setting. And set. I've been talking about setting. What is the time and place?
For now, who use the fiction word? No?
Yeah.
To you know,
to punch him.
Yeah. Anti-fiction refers to literature created from the imagination, mystery, science, fiction, romance, fantasy, chick lit, crime trailers. Are all fiction genres.
Yeah.
As until where na me can say what you okay. Examples of classic fiction include To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and I think say some produced film. Okay. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, 1984 by George Orwell, and Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Our fiction department also has a large selection of popular movies and television shows on DVD. It's in fiction there. No.
Yeah. It's no mona me twaso a. Na je say no. Ade na oye no. He is dealing with an institution which is the church, Christianity, and the individuals like prophets. But who the time and place are almost sadie no.
Okay.
What you say? Into who the time and place are also sadie no. Or fan camera no adi with them ya. The me trendy.
Okay.
But he didn't know, say, indirectly, about the good Christendom, no, any mass. He didn't care about that. Because it's not okay about data. Okay, you find out from the pastors. I say, and I need part of Becca or say, or Becca store the chain and say, or so for be a seno. Because if you ask me, so for your fake say, it would take maybe a fake pastor who is mad.
Okay.
And a congregation who are also mad. Okay. For them to allow a pastor to shape their private past in full view of everyone. It only take a mad fake pastor.
Okay,
come make me my point.
Okay, make your point quickly.
And since last week, or young Fatum be say, I saw for no ye fake now. Who I saw for be, or so for be was South Africa, or Castanco for being grass, and I'm a boy.
I saw the what's here.
Yes,
okay.
And now, or be so your woman will be say on function and all that. These are. And somehow or they can defend it and the point. But for me, it is now and void.
And only actual screen is to say, it
is for me, it doesn't hold.
Internet is all many or one number.
What's it? I'm
in charge.
Blanks. But, sir, example now, all you know. Your friend be said president. Meaning say what they are president. You can say a president denta, which means say adie bia esipen na ye de ye mfa to so mre bi kra adie we si ye. Enti say won so wo ye bi na obi kan. Obeka oh me kra mre bi na so masi eye bi. Ana say me mre bi no excuse me say bia me te say ye say osofo bi de obi nim ka say man for mo pantemra. It is a president.
Osofo ye fan say
Obinim.
Obinim.
It is a precedent.
Yeah.
Wow. And you know, dear, when you was a papa, who say, or no say, Sanya, we know who ye, or what dear, so for being more will be or so busy or being grass. And you know, Saudi a yesini. Na say asamba na wo be defend ho a na because how me who be pen e say bia say mama you on TV enti em wan say wa sa nyema wa nyina ye say de ye de ani ehu ne de ate no e di nwa dance ye wan hu say obi de owo ahye obi anum e ma no mu jan enti wan for won ahye omanum nso wan for wan ahye omanum wan hu anas wan kan to so omonye grass na ka asema abai na ka and once I would defend on very, very simple. So I do way my dang, who be that?
Or one so or many life or one out con ye more.
But member chow, if I chow.
Debbie, me come out. I didn't see for Becca Sacrans and a waba, and you know, oh, men worry. What time? Your program is 2 hours. No time. Papa, in control here.
Oh, and you know. And you know, a young one was say, well, who said you when it is a president.
Okay.
But they are all canon. He doesn't have a precedent to the story. What you say? Say
now, just say if my memory is working well, and I just say, or the hearsay,
or the hearsay, yeah.
But don't you think that is where the fiction comes in? He is trying to make what is not there to be there.
And also, make say you are dealing with an institution and a person. And I'm a example. No, say if we get a hearsay about you, say we show our RTV 6:30.
Which is not the right
which is hearsay.
Information. It's a hearsay.
What I say, and you are an individual, so you have the right to sue him if the thing comes out and it's a false. You are alive. So you cannot create fiction about him. They said ye rakantanka, said the wasi ajidin wagane, obiam so ye cast, say. You want to do a movie about him, and then you base on hearsay.
Yeah.
What you say? No one say, oh no kwano or your fridge. What you say? Then you fabricate based on hearsay. Until you are dealing when you are dealing with individual and then institution, there's a limit to your creativity and fiction. So that's why for every rule there's an exception. The fact say fiction gives you room to create. No, to create imaginary things, doesn't mean that things that exist you should imagine. You should imagine something about them because the person is alive. Pastors are there, prophets are there, church member bia na abeka asema akyerɛw enti wo kra ka wobetime bisa oso be say nti saa de nti ya mo ye ne time ben mo ye ne wo he bawo enti say if you don't take care na so ka say e fiction enti no wo de wo be ye fiction no on anything because fiction just say create things your own thing enti me wan say Hollywood obitimi create ponko no wataban no otu yetimi create say obi no ko space no mako yesini wo ho ne ade me wan say papa itina se na nyame ama no the wisdom to create that ability to imagine that power of creativity when me fanya bibia create say or software or shave mass in full view my problem is in full view of everyone which what they even say a comfort what a comfort 10 crab bigina a comfort say when a software and enkan what a comfort 10 e bigina now catch me say sa de we e look real say software bi be yes ade we ya you will tell you say oh we dear oh entina me catch and say for you Pastor Blinks no what you did was to just for your own selfish interests as an artist as that's how I would think because from production
in your view
in my view because from a production wise you didn't even plan how to shoot it
what's what the home so makaka say say amumi enu makasa but ntiemba the reality on the ground Pastor Prince Mpacho, when was the last time Ushevi Oba?
See, let's be frank here.
Me say a question. What? When was the last time Ushevi?
Mona mama so memre. Mona tie. I was like Dabi Kasanya. Mona.
I'm in charge of
Mona. Because you ba hanu mo say the debate between me and hey mama ni ade no kran to ho.
Oh yeah,
went to me for Obimba. I was so much dead. I bet him. Na any power bet me abeka so.
Yeah, viewers oh sana say tie.
Went to me for Obimba.
Oh disrespecting on my program so na.